Hey guys, so I am back with my 2012 favorites video. I've seen a bunch of these and I really like watching them, and I knew that I wanted to do one for y'all because I asked you in my December favorites whether or not you want me to do one, and you said yes. And it's based on makeup pretty much that I really enjoyed. I use consistently throughout 2012, and it's kind of a mixture between things I used on myself, things I used in my kit, and then I really made an effort to choose both high-end and drugstore. So if I picked a high-end item, I tried to make sure that I picked an affordable drugstore comparable, just to give you guys some, more affordable options. So everything will be on my blog. I'm going to try to hold the products up better than I did in my December favorites. So let's just jump right into it. It's not really in any particular order. I did makeup, and that's pretty much it. I didn't really include hair stuff or skincare because that's just a whole other ballgame. So let's just go ahead and get started. So let's start with makeup setting sprays because I have them right here. So by far my absolute favorite for makeup finishing spray was the Skindinavia, and this is probably like my fourth bottle. I really love this stuff. It sets your makeup, it takes away that powdery look, it just makes it look really nice after you do your makeup. And I find that the original Skindinavia makeup setting spray worked the best on me, so it's one of my personal faves. And the other setting spray that I really like, more for skincare, is, it's not really a setting spray, it's just kind of like a misting spray. It's a MAC Charged Water, and I use this before I apply my moisturizer to spritz my face to kind of re-moisturize it. And I love this stuff. This is my second bottle, so it's really good. Okay, let's jump into concealers. So I have a couple options for you guys. The first one is the high-end, and this is the Yves Saint Laurent Touche Éclat, and I have shade number 2. Now this is a really light, I use it as a highlighting kind of concealer underneath my eyes, and it blends like amazing. And I think that's why it's so expensive, because it blends into the skin so good. I use the heck out of this for the year. I kind of been trying to find affordable alternatives because it is kind of pricey, but definitely with my favorite high-end concealer. So for a cheaper option, which I use a lot, is the Maybelline New Instant Age Rewind eraser, and this is in shade medium. So here it is right here. As you can see, I only have about that much left. So this was a really great affordable option. It blends into your skin really well too. The medium shade on me, again, is a nice highlighter option for underneath the eyes. Very affordable, and I don't usually use too many drugstore concealers, foundations, that type of deal, but this one worked really well, so I was really happy about that. And then the last option, which I have to mention because I cannot live without a corrector to take care of dark under eye circles, is my n.y.c corrector crayon. I use this like the whole year. I'm sure you saw it in a million tutorials. It's a very affordable option, under $10 from n.y.c, and the peachy shade cancels out dark circles. I used to use Eve Pearl, but that's a little pricey, and I found that this stick technique of just drawing it on and blending it in, and the drier texture of the n.y.c worked better with my skin because it really stayed put and it was easy to apply. So that's for concealers. Now let's move on to foundations. It was really hard because I used so many different foundations, and in general, favorites were really hard for me to choose from, but I did narrow down my foundations to 2. First off, I picked the Makeup Forever Foundation Face and Body as my high-end. I just love the texture, the gel texture of this. It just made my skin look super duper nice. This is definitely my winter shade, so I'm definitely going to try something new when I get a little more tan though. But I really enjoyed this, and just made my skin look perfect without looking like I had a whole bunch of makeup on. So my cheaper alternative is actually a tinted moisturizer, but I kind of use it as a foundation, and it's the Sonia Kashuk Radiant Tinted Moisturizer. I use the shade Tan. This is awesome because it just also makes your skin look really nice and glowy. I love that dewy finish it gives, and it's really easily available at Target for a pretty good price. Okay, let's jump into eyeshadow bases or primers. My high end is from Urban Decay. This is Urban Decay Sin. I actually don't really use this on myself, but I use it on practically every single client because it really makes eyeshadow last. And I love the Sin, this color, because it's like a kind of like a yellowy nude, and it just like gives me a nice light surface to have any eyeshadow pop on top of. And I use it for pretty much every single client, no matter whatever their skin tone is. So I really love this. Now, my personal fave is something I've been using for years and years and years. I know you've probably seen it. And it's the Stilo Eyeshadow Base in Medium. I just love this stuff. My skin is drier, so like the Urban Decay Primer Potion is not an option for me. This is like really creamy, and the color is perfect to kind of cancel out darkness on my eyelids. This is available for $14 on StiloCosmetics.com. I've been using it for years, ever since I first reviewed them, but $14 is still kind of pricey, so I decided to give you guys an affordable option, and this is what I used on this eye look today. This is the n.y.c Eyeshadow Base and Skin Tone. I don't see a lot of people using this as much as I would think. It's kind of like the better version of their jumbo pencils because it's crease proof, and this color, the skin tone color, is a really great neutral base, kind of like a Paint Only Paint Pot dupe, so I really recommend this, and it's pretty affordable. Okay, let's move on to brows. I think you guys are going to know what I chose. So my holy grail brow pencil is the Tarte Emphasize Brow Pencil in Medium Brown. I've been using this for like the last 2 years. Love it. It's gone with me through all of my hair colors, from blonde to dark brown to black to red. I really love it, and I'll probably continue using it. I've been really trying to find a different brow pencil that's more affordable, but I really love this one. I totally used it the most out of all my brow pencils. I always went back to this one. So another product that I use, which I discovered recently again, is just the Anastasia brow powders, and this is a limited edition kit, but it's just to show you that these brow powders from Anastasia, they come in all colors, are fantastic. The pigmentation's great. The colors are great. The quality is great. It is high end though. So to give you guys an alternative, which I really enjoyed throughout the year, was the Milani Brow Fix powders, and I actually depotted them into a Z palette. So they're right here. These two are from like the darker kit. So they're really great affordable brow powders for about $5. You get a set with 2 brow powders and a highlight. So I really enjoyed that brow product. And as you can see, this is my go-to Z palette that I take with me on traveling, and it has everything I need, and I'm able to use the Brow Fix without a problem. Okay, so let's move on to eyeliners. Now, my eyeliners, surprisingly, are all drugstore favorites. So let's just go on. I have 3 different formulas because I use 3 different types. For gel liner, I love the Wet n Wild gel liner, and this is just like very cheap. Like, it's definitely like, what, $3 or something like that. I've been using it for like half the year. It hasn't dried out. It's really creamy. I really enjoy it, and I'm actually wearing that today. So that's my gel liner fave. For the pencil, I'm going to have to give it to Milani's Liquify Metallic Eyeliner in black. This is so creamy. It like almost melts on your skin. It's really great quality for a drugstore and very black. I'm really impressed with this pencil. And then for my liquid liner, I'm a die-hard liquid liner user. I've been a liquid liner user ever since I started YouTube. And this Revlon Colorstay liquid liner in Blackest Black is what I first started using when I made my first YouTube videos, and I'm still using it. Great, it lasts all day, it's really black, it doesn't flake, and it's really affordable. So that is definitely holy grail right there. Okay, so let's move on to blushes. Now, I recently refound this, and I'm like, I rocked the heck out of this blush in 2012, but then I kind of put it in a Z palette and forgot about it. But it's a limited edition, unfortunately. It's the MAC Pro Matte Powder, and it's right here. Whoa! This Z palette was a hot mess. Okay. So this Pro Matte Powder was like my best friend. It's from a limited edition, like I think in the some like Flower and Bloom collection. But I love this powder. It just gives you the perfect kind of bronzy, cheeky glow. but there's not even any point in mentioning that because it was limited edition. So I'm going to give you some really great affordable drugstore options, and it's the Wet n Wild Color Icon blushes. This shade is Heather Silk and Mellow Wine. I am so impressed with these blushes. They're so pigmented, the colors are beautiful, they look good on everybody. I mean, these are just such a great drugstore steal, so I definitely recommend these blushes. Okay, so let's move on to bronzers. I have multiple bronzers here, sorry. Again, you know, I had to give you guys many options. So, one of my personal favorite bronzers, which I used a lot in the first half of the year, is this brand Color Caramel. It's a natural, like, I think it's an overseas brand. It's like a natural cosmetics brand. I use this a lot, and I kind of rediscovered it again. It just gives me a really warm glow. You kind of have to look for this online, unfortunately, but it's a really good bronzer for tan skin. And then to give you guys an alternative, on my clients, I love the Cargo bronzer. This is in dark. I use this to give more of a glow as opposed to a bronze look on women of color. Cargo is an amazing like brand for cheek colors, and I love this on my clients. But of course I gotta give you the affordable option, and you can't go wrong with the CoverGirl Queen Collection bronzers. I use this again on my clients. I love these as a glow kind of product, like you put the bronzer and then you put the blush on top, or I can use this to contour. It's just really fabulous. Okay, so let's talk about highlighters. So without a doubt, probably my HG Holy Grail highlighter is MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Soft and Gentle. I know a lot of YouTubers use it, but I can see why, because when you put it on your skin, it just looks so good. I don't know what it is. It just looks so good on the skin. And I've seen it on like light to dark skin tones, and it looks good on everybody. And I think this is permanent now, so you can definitely run and get this. It's totally worth it, and it will last you forever. As a drugstore alternative, I have my n.y.c Bronze Duo Sun to Sun All Over Bronzing Powder in Bronze Gold. So I don't use the bronzer, but as you can see, I use this gold highlighter. I use this a lot more in the first half of the year, and it is so pretty. Basically what I did is I put it on my cheeks and my cheekbones first, and then I put a blush on top, and it was just like an amazing effect, like a glow lit from within. And this is so cheap and available at the drugstore. n.y.c is a really great affordable brand. Okay, so let's move on to powders. So my go-to powder, as far as setting foundation, is the Mineralized Skin Finish Natural from MAC, and I use shade Medium Dark. And the reason why I love this powder is because it's so easy to use. The mineralized effect makes it look more soft on the skin, because I have a dry skin, so I don't really like a completely matte look. It just kind of gives you a really natural, healthy skin look. It sets my foundation. This color is so good, this medium dark. It just kind of fixes any foundations that are a little bit off, and I can't ever go wrong with this color. I've been using it for a couple of years now. So the other more affordable option is something I think is almost in every video, and it's the Ben Nye Banana Powder. Now, I've been actually using this for a couple of years now, and it made a huge resurgence as an under eye powder setter thing. But actually, you can use this all over the face, and it kind of brightens up your skin. So I just really like it on myself, on clients. You can use it on multiple skin tones. Like I said, you can use it all over or just under the eye to brighten. And this was only $5, this thing from here from my local costume shop. Okay, let's move on to, contour. I should have stuck this with my bronzers, but I actually took it out, but it kind of looks like this right here. This isn't it, but it used to be right here. It's the MAC Blunt Blush, and that was definitely my go-to contour color. I don't have it right here with me, but I used the heck out of it, and it's because I really wanted a heavier contour, and that product is so pigmented. And I'm actually looking for a new contour powder though, because I feel like it's a little bit too dark right now in my paler skin tone for the winter. So I definitely make sure to mention that, because I use the heck out of that. Okay, let's move on to lips. Favorite lip moisturizer, and I don't think this will ever change, is Aquaphor. This is kind of like a skin treatment that a lot of people use on babies, but I use it on my lips because I have the driest lips of anyone I know, and this stuff, like, oh, it's just like sucks up that dryness and it just leaves your skin on your lips soft. It doesn't just kind of like fade away and then it's just like done. It's just like the best. My holy holy grail. I've probably gone through like 20 tubes of this stuff. So, and in terms of lip liners, I have to give it to Jordana Easy Liner. I discovered this in the second half of the year. Super affordable, amazing colors, really pigmented, looks great on the skin. So definitely check this out at your local Walgreens or Rite Aid for about like $2 or $3. My favorite lipsticks, I think this might be a little bit of a cop-out, but I'm going to go with the Revlon Lip Butter. I bought like 10 of the shades. I love it because the colors are great and they're moisturizing. That's why it's the lip butter, because I mentioned I have really, really dry lips. So this is one of the, I can't wear matte lipsticks. Like, it's just not comfortable on my lips. But these babies feel awesome, so I'm going to give it to them. So as far as glosses, I would say my favorite gloss from the year is this Dior Addict Ultra Gloss Glow in number 236. And I bought this as like a birthday present to myself as a splurge. Really pretty peachy color. It kind of just looked great on everything, and it is a little bit of a splurge. That's why I bought it for a birthday present. But an affordable option is definitely the n.y.c, the lip glosses. This is all worn. I use the heck out of this. This is Frosted Beige. Just in general, these n.y.c glosses and with the black cap are really great. They have great colors. They smell a little funny, but I don't mind it. But it's just like, they're so pigmented. I think everybody's used them before. They're just really good. Okay, I'm almost done. So for lashes, I don't have them with me right now, but my favorite lashes, my false lashes, were from Sonia Kashuk, and those are the Glamour lashes. I just couldn't go wrong with them. They're the perfect amount of like drama without being too crazy. I will show you guys a picture of that, but that was definitely my favorite pair, and I could just run to Target whenever I needed it, and it was right there. Now for lash adhesive, Revlon Precision Lash Adhesive was my thing, and I just love this. Just like, it's just so easy to use, to paint on. It doesn't dry shiny, even though it's clear. It dries really quickly. You don't have to reapply. The only problem is that you guys know, if you've tried this before, it gets gunky right here. But it works, so that's the only like con about it. But I'm trying out the Duo Lash Glue that's now in this new tube in the wand packaging, so I'll report back on that soon. Okay, so let's talk about mascaras. My lashes suck. That's why I always wear false lashes in all my videos. But I will say that I love this Makeup Forever Aqua Smoky Lash. I picked it up at the Makeup Forever Pro Roadshow a couple months ago. I've been using it for the last month or two, and it just works really, really well. And I can tell it really does make a difference with my lashes. So I really love that. And then I also love the Blink Lash Primer. This is probably the best lash primer I've ever used. I thought I was in love with the Shiseido mascara base, but that didn't end up working out for me after a while. So together, these are probably the only two that right now that I have found that has worked on my crappy lashes. I don't really have any drugstore options, unfortunately, because like I said, just usually if I want my lashes to look good, I just throw on some falsies. So okay, so let's talk about eyeshadow palettes. I narrowed it down to two. I don't have them all with me right here, but this is the Wet n Wild Vanity palette. This is my second one. I depotted one of them into my Z palette, actually. So this is probably my favorite drugstore palette of the year. The colors are amazing. The matte colors are like sick, like it's crazy. And it just like, I think a lot of us have gone to the whole neutral eyeshadow route after being on YouTube. I think everybody went through a crazy color phase, and now we're going into like neutrals as we get older. So this is just a great palette. Limited edition, but if you can still find it, I think I still see it around. Buy one or two because you will not regret it. So I also really love this Wet n Wild trio called Walking on Eggshells. It's just my favorite color combination of like this really warm, pinky, bronzy duo. I just love it, and this is like $3. that's just my personal favorite kind of color combination, and I find it, when I find it in a palette, I get really excited. There's a high-end version by Anastasia. Can't remember the name, and I was looking for it, but I just couldn't find it, which I loved as well. Probably more in the summer because they're more summer colors, but definitely want to give out a shout out to Wet n Wild because they had some affordable, really good eyeshadows. Okay, and in here, this was my, like I said, my go-to Z palette. And I have some colors in here that I use pretty much throughout the whole year. This is what I take with me when I travel, and this is also what I work out of, like, most days when I'm just trying to do something without doing, like, a fancy tutorial. So some of the colors that I really, really love are this color right here, which broke, is from Laura Geller. I forgot the color, but it's a really nice highlight. These two colors are from the Vanity palette. This, like, eggshell and this matte dark brown. This is Urban Decay's Blunt. It's a really amazing gold highlight shade. This is the Avita Trio, and I forget what it's called. Something Whispers, but I see how I hit pan. I love these warm browns. I just love them. And then a cream matte color on my brow bone. Like, that's my thing. Love, as you can see, it's a lot of neutrals, and then I threw in some colors, but I would say I mainly kind of use this color too, soft brown. I use like the soft brown in my crease transition along with either these four as my highlight and then one of these dark browns down here as my like outer V type of deal. So that's pretty much what I wear on a daily basis. Not daily because I don't wear makeup every day, but when I do decide to wear makeup. Okay, so we're almost done. The last part is of course brushes. Now, you know, I gotta give a shout out to the Sedona Lace Vortex collection, which I designed. I was so honored to do that, to design that collection. I'm so pleased that a lot of you guys have tried it. Thank you so much for supporting me. So I want to give out a shout out to my favorite brushes of the collection, and believe me, I use these brushes like all the time, and I've been trying to use them more in tutorials to show you guys how to use them. So I'm going to go over my favorites now. The set had 13 brushes and a brush belt, but I'm only going to go over my absolute favorites that I personally use the most or just really, really like. Okay, so Universal Blender. I cannot live without this brush. The density and the tapered cut just make blending in my outer V and in my crease like amazing. And it's a little smaller, which is great for smaller eyes, so I definitely love this brush. I love my Dome Contour because it really gives me a nice, like, heavier contour, and I gained some weight this year, as y'all know. So I definitely put on a little bit more contour powder than usual. So this is definitely like a most used brush. I also love the pointed crease brush. Like I said, it just gives your eyes like more of a detailed crease kind of look, and I use that today on my eyes, and it's just kind of like a necessity if you're really into doing complex eyeshadow looks, and especially if you have small eyes like me. I was really proud of this brush, how it turned out. This is the Brow Spoolie Duo. I really wanted a brow brush that was really dense and kind of like of a stiffer material to really get your brows in. Sometimes I notice that some of them are a little bit more frayed than others, so don't be afraid to like take it and like when you wash the brush, wrap it in like a paper towel to kind of get it back into shape, because it should be dense and it should be like small. So I love this, and I have to also have the spoolie. I always use a spoolie when I do my brows, so that's why I created this brush with the dense angled part and the spoolie, because that's how I do my brows. I think that's how a lot of you guys do your brows. So I use also, this is the Tulip contour brush. I use this brush a lot because it's just really multi-purpose. You can use it for powder, like setting powder. You can use it for contour. You can use it for blush or highlight. That's why I really liked it, because I could use it for so many things. And then lastly, I love the flat top buffer brush, synthetic. This looks so good on, it just makes you have an airbrush finish. A lot of people really liked it, and I'm glad because it just works really well for cream and liquid and even powder foundation. So, whew, that was a long video. So this is my favorites of 2012. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will have pictures of all this stuff on my blog at makeitbyrenren.com. If you did a 2012 favorites, feel free to do a video response. I'd love to see yours. And thanks for sticking with me through 2012. I can't wait for 2013. I've already gotten started on my January favorites for 2013. And if you want to see how I did this look, this is my Kelly Osbourne celebrity inspired makeup tutorial, which I will have posted probably before or after this, and I'll put a link. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and until next time, have a great night. Ciao, fellas.